Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Even though you are the most powerful being, this act does not suit you because your character is followed for spiritual improvement by people in general. Purport. It is said that a supremely powerful living entity can do anything and everything he likes, and such acts do not affect him in any way. For example, the sun, the most powerful fiery planet in the universe, can evaporate water from anywhere and still remain as powerful. The sun evaporates water from filthy places, and yet it is not infected with the quality of the filth. Similarly, Brahma remains unimpeachable in all conditions, but still, since he is a spiritual master of all living entities, his behavior and character should be so ideal that people will follow such sublime behavior and derive the highest spiritual benefit. Therefore, he should not have acted as he did. Thus answer Bhaktivedanta Purport. So, as we are reading very delicate portion where we see how a most powerful living entity like Brahma got dissuaded by attracted by his own daughter. So we have to properly understand so that we don't misunderstand Brahma and the incidents itself, and also what we are supposed to follow from this. So it's very important to understand with the right perspective. As we know, Brahma has a subtle body. He does not have a gross body. Even what to speak of Brahma, even the demigods, they don't have gross body. So now as we read from when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took birth, lot of demigods, they came and disguise of a Brahmana, or many of other goddesses, they came in the Brahmanis in the form of to visit Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he appeared. So the demigods, they don't have gross body like we do have. They have a subtle body, but they have a power when they come to this material world. Subtle body anyway we cannot see, but they have a one extra power by which they can take any suitable form which will be visible to the earthly planet people. So that is the one power the demigods they have. So some of the stories of some places we read in Bhagavatam also, different yagyas, some could able to see demigods and other thing. So even Brahma also don't have a gross body, or even in that Brahma Loka, they don't have gross body, they have subtle body. So the attraction was not some physical attraction which we generally prevail in this planet Earth. So it is said that we have read also in the previous purports, he contemplated So the subtle is also a body. This, we have a gross body, we do have a subtle also inside this. So he contemplated on a thought. And contemplation is a conscious act or effort. If you have to contemplate anything, you have to put your effort or energy to contemplate. Seeing is different and contemplating is different. So, na dhyayato vishyana pumsha sangastesu. Na dhyayato means contemplating. Consciously you are trying to contemplate. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, in the second chapter, 70 sloka, it says, na, the desire will come, but one should become indifferent to those desires. We can stop something to come is by itself something will keep coming in the mind. But consciously putting some effort to focus on the desire, and more so to find out ways and means to fulfill those material desires. So that control we have. We don't have control, like it says, like a rivers, they come into the ocean, but being filled, it does not get disturbed. So and the conscious effort is a work of mind. So that's if mind is controlled, that's Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, completely dedicated to the mind control. And Arjuna is saying, it's very difficult for me to control the mind. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramade balabhadram tashyam nirgam. Wow, it is duskaram. He said, I can control the wind, but I cannot control the mind. So if it is impossible to control the mind, then why Krishna will talk about controlling the mind? No, it's not impossible. It may be difficult at this junction where we stand, but it's not impossible. For this look, says, Abhyasena Kaunteya Vairagyesh Grahate. By practice. Practice again a conscious effort. We have to put effort. Will not happen automatically mind get controlled. Won't happen. We have to put the conscious effort. Yes, I wish to control. First you must have a desire. And to desire, to inculcate desire, you must have why it is necessary. Now, if you want to have some desire, so mind look after the reason. Why? I get enjoyment, then why should I do? Now, why? The Western culture people say, why you should control? Now, it's a permissive society. Everything is permitted. Whatever you want to do. So, the very fact, if you have to have a desire that to control, so we must know why we have to control, and consciously we should try. It will not get automatically controlled. So, and so that, and as he said, the mind control is difficult, but through practice and detachment. So we have to practice. Once we may fail, again, again. If there's a will, there's a way. If this constant effort is there from your side, Krishna become partner. Krishna become bhakti. Most glorious thing is the other system of yoga. Other than bhakti, you have to do by yourself. Yam, niyam, asana. Then yam, niyam, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Last come Krishna. Till then you have to do yam, niyam, all these things you have to do. Yam, niyam, then asana, then pranayama, pratyahara. Pratyahara means controlling the mind and away from material thought. sense gratification thought, pratyahara. Then only you can move to dharana. Initially rules and regulation, niyam means rules and regulations, do's and don'ts. Then comes asana, then pranayama, then pratyahara, means controlling the mind. Then you can move to the dharana. Like if you see in the second contour, beautifully, how it begins, how the first contour ends of questions by Parikshit. First contour is ending. Sukadeva Goswami starts speaking from the second contour onwards. First contour ends with the two questions: how to live and how to live. What body? How to live in this material world. While we are living, how we have to act and how we have to live the body. So then the question appreciated by Sukadeva, Variyam Esaste Krishna Sarvalok Hitam. Then beautifully answered. In the beginning only is answered. Only Bhakti Yoga. Initially he says what you should not do throughout your life. And then he said what you should do. So he says Shravata. What is the sloka then? What he said then? What you should do? Shravanam Kirtanam Smaranam. But when he heard of this, Shravanam Kirtanam Smaranam, Parikshit Maharaj, he asked about Krishna. So he says, please tell me about the Krishna, some activities so that, pastime, so that I can think of. Then Sukadeva Goswami very systematically start explaining Krishna's activity with his external energy. Before going to Krishna's activity with his internal energy. Prabhupada writes, unless or until we understand. Now why we have to understand this material world anyway is illusory or time, it's not a permanent, but it is very important. Unless we understand this Krishna's activity or Krishna's pastime with his external energy, for us to understand correctly about Krishna's activity with internal energy will not be very clearly, we cannot understand. So that's the reason. So in the dharana stage, in a pratyahara stage, if one is not able to completely withdraw the mind from the material desire, then it is recommended, dharana and dhyana, they are almost same. Preliminary state of dhyana is called dharana. Dharana means, again dhyana, but very preliminary stage. Dhyana means, with concentration you focusing. So now when we see sometimes DT, sometimes we pay over senses, sometimes we simply like this and go. So it's called, very beginning we just have a small look. And dhyana means we just focus on the lotus feet. What is the ankle bells, what is the ring, what is the toe, what is the feet of the nails, which color. And slowly, gradually will come up. Will completely focus. It's called dhyana. So in the pratyahara stage, if person is not able to completely get rid of material desire, still is recommended, let him have dharana for universal form. How the Bhagavatam is building from second contour slowly. So that's a whole universal form. Or Vishwarupa. Even though you have not completely control your material sense, gratification, desire, still is recommended you do that. And by doing putting your dhyana, gradually if you are able to get rid of all your material desire, by focusing on the universal form, then slowly you will elevate and merge into the Brahman. But in the pratyahara stage, if someone is able to get rid of all material sense, gratification, desire, for them is recommended to meditate or dhyana, to dharana, start with the form of Paramatma in the heart. you can focus your heart. If you completely get rid of all material sensitive desire, then only you can have a Paramatma. And detail we have discussed sometime back in the class. So that the form of Paramatma which are given into the Shastras. How Krishna is beautiful. How much? 9 inches, something Paramatma. How is a beautiful Pitambara, what a necklace, what is the earring, you focus slowly. And there slowly, if somehow, even getting that darshan, everything, again some crop up some desire, material desire, then they move toward the Astasiddhis. They are satisfied with that. But if they completely not having anything, even completely focused on Paramatma, gradually they lead to the path of bhakti. Like Dhruv Maharaj, he was doing Ashtanga Yoga. Ultimately, he became a great devotee. So these are the gradual processes, and as I said in the beginning, it's a full effort you have to put on this. But in the bhakti, the very beginning, you do bhakti, even though you may not, or you have not completely get rid of material desire, you are not able to control the senses completely. But in bhakti, when you do bhakti, the process is such a wonderful, it's a purifying process in itself. By doing bhakti, gradually your senses become purified. Otherwise, other yoga, if you are not able to do completely purify your senses, you cannot further move. Dhyana and other things will not happen. But in this case, in bhakti, and more so, when you have a desire to purify yourself, Krishna become your partner. Krishna help you. And Krishna picks you like this. Such a powerful process. But to bhakti, to maintain, it's very important. We have to have param drishta nivartante. We must develop a higher taste. Unless we develop a higher taste, lower taste will not go. We will not able to fix on bhakti process. Like a bhogeshwar prashaktanam tyaprita chetastam vyosatmaka buddhi samadhona vidhyate vishya vinivartanti nirahasya dehina rashvarjam rashves asya param drishta nivartate. So how to develop the higher taste? Dharmas punashtata sansham visvakshemi kathasuya na yati utpadit yati ratim sram ebhi kevalam. So how to develop the higher taste? So Prabhupada writes in Bhagavad Gita, if one is not develop higher taste, let's assume a scenario. So just follow the instruction of a spiritual master. Have a full faith is very important. One place, Prabhupada writes, all of our members, con member, will go back to Godhead. So just I was thinking, how is that something? Somebody is picking, somebody is giving, some member they are picking, someone is, how one can go back to Godhead? I had some doubt kind of thing. How it's, we have in Bangalore also some discussion happened in the meeting also. How is this Prabhupada? This is a quote Prabhupada says. All our members go back to Godhead. So 2 days back, I happened to go to, it so happens I will tell you the background. There's a one donor, he's a very rich, filthy rich. Someone's wife got a cancer 2 years back. And he tried all ways and means to get cured, but somehow he has to surrender to destiny. Nothing happened. And around 10-15 days back, doctor says we can't do anything, you take one and just, we don't know, you pray whatever God you take, that's it. We cannot do anything. They all stop meditation, everything. So we met the Donald. Donald said, one statement he said, clearly he said, he's very, lot of money he earned and lot of things. He said, see, I got everything in life, but today everything became zero. So I said, no, don't worry, come to here for Yagya, Narshima. People there talks about we chant Hare Krishna. That's the way we see out all the things. So we spoke something, and meanwhile, Fananda Prabhu went and gave him one mantra box. He just put there, we'll see that. So on Saturday evening, we had gone to his brother's place for some collection for donation. So somehow he gave some donation. And we was about to leave. He was also suddenly he said, I am going to my brother's house. It seems that Mataji, that his brother's wife, she is not well. She's called me, so I said, go. So just we about to leave. Then I said, let me also go along with you. Then I said, can he accompany you? Anyway, he is also our this thing to honor. So just let me go. So I sat along with him, and Fananda Prabhu came the back the car. We landed to his house, we went inside. So few people are sitting, we went to the inside. And that Mataji, she was lying on the bed. And few Matajis, they were surrounded. And it seems from previous night onwards, she was kind of unconscious. And she stopped recognizing anyone, and she was just like unconscious. Not spoke a word from the previous night. So we went there, so all people were a little sad mood. So I said, Fananda Prabhu, Hare, we started, we did not have anything, we were preaching back, we started the Kirtan. So Hare Krishna, we started and asked everyone, you chant Hare Krishna. Why was said? Everyone started chanting Hare Krishna, we do Kirtan. You won't believe, after 10 minutes of Kirtan, she suddenly raised the head, she said, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. She started speaking. This happened 2 days back. How the soul, she was unconscious. Doctor says past previous night, she was not. We went in the evening 5 o'clock. Suddenly Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, she was not. Then slowly Krishna also came. Then after some time, around 7-8 times happened, she spoke in one small duration for Hare Ram, Ram Ram. She started speaking. So they all were amazed the potential of Hare Krishna mantra. Somehow, some donation here, there they have given. And I could able to, that time, suddenly flashes like Ajamla case to me. Suddenly, you flash, what is this? Suddenly she raised the head, otherwise she was lying unconscious. So Prabhupada writes, if you systematically read, Ajamla called one times Narayana, Vishnudeva came. We are chanting so many rounds, but Vishnudeva is not coming. So Prabhupada says, he chanted with no other intention. When he chanted, he remembered the Lord. Also, he did not have any intention. He did not know, by chanting, my sinful activity will go. They were not knowing. Simply chanted the Lord's name. So someday we chant so that some papa will go. No, that's also is an offense to the holy name. So this lady also chanted just like she chanted. Can you see? So all the papa karma, it says one name if you chant without any this thing, all papa will go. So this reestablished the faith of the works of Prabhupada. If somehow of other, if they're helping the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna will not leave them. Another glorious incident had happened again, because this is not a one thing is suddenly by chance it happened. No. We never had any thought of going to his house. Somehow Krishna again, we went somewhere, somehow we landed there. We chanted Hare Krishna Kirtan. Sometimes we see Hare Krishna and we'll come back also. Somehow we started some Kirtan and somehow things happened. Another case which I like to mention again, Again, there's the Parijat comes and Nidhi Mataji. Her mother, she was in Bombay. And she was little spiritually inclined or something. She again had some, I think, cancer, some other disease, very terrible disease, fatal disease. Once upon a time, doctor says nothing can be done. So I was there somewhere outside around a year back, more than a year back. I got a call from Nidhi Mataji, ki Prabhuji, like this is there, what we should do. I said, chant Hare Krishna. All visa, anyone asks, we say, chant Hare Krishna, do Kirtan. That's the only solace and solution. Somehow I spoke like this. She took it as some permanent instructions. And her mother was too sick, another thing. And she or one more one of friend of Nidhi, they were there. So they chanted more than 24 hours, almost continuous. And the mother of, because somehow, some relation, the mother, in the one Nityanand Trodashi morning, this previous Nityanand Trodashi morning, they put on the, they have a big TV on she watched full Mangala Aarti of Radha Madhava. With Nashima, with Tulsi Aarti. And continuous kirtan they were doing. They were not knowing. And she was sharing in the morning time, somehow she felt like dancing. Mother is sick on the deathbed. They just played some Mangala Aarti they are attached to the Radha Madhava deity. So somehow they played Mangala Aarti. Full Mangala Aarti she attended. And the kirtan was happening. She was having in Mala. That mother. And the morning of Nityanand Tridashi, she attended the full, this thing, Mangala Aarti, Radha Madhav, seeing the picture, everything. In the hand, a mala she was having. And 2, 3, 4 members were there. They were chanting and dancing. She was dancing. People see, why is she chanting? The daughter is dancing, mother is, she is sick. And she leaves the body. Morning, around after 5:30, around after Mangala Aarti. So, Prabhupada words, we must have firm faith. Prabhupada says, yes, will happen. Those who are trying to help the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorious movement, nowhere in the universe you will find this whole Brahmanda. If you go, this glorious movement, even Brahmaloka is not there. Jan, Tap, Satloka, they have some Kumaras, all doing something. But this glorious Sankirtana movement, nowhere you will find in the world. In the whole universe. And to carry forward this movement, Krishna has sent Srila Prabhupada for all of us. And pure devotee is a Veda Bhakya. Guru Mukha Padma Bhakya Chitte Dekaro. So we must have firm, complete faith in the words of Srila Master. How with our small reasoning and our tiny logic will not work. So like this, not one, there's n number of incidents which myself experienced. And once is Mukut Bihari's Goel's, his sister, she was very sick. We know she used to come wheelchair, you might have seen long back sometime for that. So we never went to, she stayed somewhere with them, we never went. One fine day, Kunti Putru was there somewhere, some call came. I said, can you, we are here, Muktamadi, either we call somehow. So she said, we are here. So we said, can we come? She said, okay, please come. So we went to Vidyadhar Nagar and she was sick, she was this thing, and Muktamadi, they all were there. Mukut Bihari all there. We went again there also, we did little kirtan. So this holy name is very powerful, we cannot underestimate. We did kirtan around some 15-20 minutes, we left. When we left outside, phone came, she passed away. This is where I was. Some distant relation also, it's not only the donor, his relation also. All they get unparalleled benefit. So today morning, while taking prasadam, Prabhu was reading the CC. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, how much I can do? I require all of your help to distribute this Hare Krishna mantra which he brought from Golokdham. So he said, please help me so that I can distribute to more and more jiva. So we are the part of such a glorious movement, and even if somebody is doing some help here and there, what the destination? And if you try to sincerely serve with our life and soul to Srila Prabhupada, what a glorious position we'll have. So that full confidence we must have. 2 days back after the class, Prabhupada class was there, one folk wise had asked me, Prabhupada says, somehow discussion happened. We were discussing something, some point came, Prabhupada says, all the mother of my disciple go back to Krishna. This is statement Prabhupada says. And there's one conversation you can search also, we can share with that. One boy had joined in America, then parents has come, so some discussion was happening. And Prabhupada says, all the mother of my disciple go back to Godhead. So father also had come. So father has what about father? So father also will go back to Godhead. Don't say Hare Bol. So that one folk had asked Prabhupada, Prabhu, how this father mother, they don't know anything, they don't follow Krishna consciousness, they eat onion and garlic, how they can go back? This is all Krishna discrimination, what onion and garlic, everything will, Krishna can touch, purify everything. What is this? So that Prabhupada's words cannot be underestimated with our tiny logic, how this can happen. So we have been there with, by the mercy of Krishna, to part of glorious movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even Srila Prabhupada. And the Lord himself is asking, and ultimately we should become good instrument in the hand of the Lord, under Srila Prabhupada. So many jiva, we have a great task to perform. So we have to firm faith in the words of Srila Prabhupada. As he said, this movement, nowhere in the whole universe you will not find what we are there in the part of the movement which is started by the Lord himself in this. So we have to firm faith and we have to follow the instruction very systematically. And Prabhupada says, what your lust can do, even father, grandfather cannot do anything. Just follow, I say. Other day we discussed, Prabhupada is writing letter to the Rajendra Prasad, he was a president. In the last few lines he is writing, I got a clue to take all my countrymen to the Golokdham. Prabhupada is writing, all my countrymen to take to the Golokdham. Don't think I'm a mad person. So these are the writings for this money. Through the Prabhupada's potency, one pure devotee can take the whole universe to Golokdham. That's the potency of a pure devotee. And if you just stick to the instructions, follow his instructions, have a full faith in the words of his spiritual master, our life will be glorious. So for that, we see here Brahma is also glorious, and Prabhupada writes in the purport very systematically, just to teach us some particular incidences. That is, the whole Leela was performed. Don't misunderstand Brahma and the incident itself. They're all, even we know the case of Haridas Thakura. Even Maya Devi came to examine. She was not able to do anything. Even now that prostitute also sent by one of the envious Muslim person. So it's not only it can happen to the Haridas, it can happen to all of us. Krishna is not a partial. His mercy is there equally to every jiva. It's up to us to to absorb that mercy. For that we have to become just follow the instruction given by Srila Prabhupada. In bhakti or in any spiritual processes, the result is immaterial. Your effort to follow is counted. When we want to best result is in the hand of Krishna. What I am able to produce, what I am not able to produce. But to put the best effort is in your hand. If you just put, because there are so many other factors are there on the result. If we read in Bhagavad, there are 5 factors. There are so many other factors. But the effort, if you put the best effort, then leave it on Krishna. Result immaterial to Krishna. But that is not in our hand. Whatever in our hand, Krishna is saying, put your best effort. Unparalleled, glorious thing will happen in our life. Do not spare any unused resource. Just use all the resources to preach glorious moment of Sankirtana moment. And be left with pure heart. We are not any selfish motive. We simply want to glorify the Lord. Then Krishna can make us the perfect instrument, and Krishna will use us. If we become a perfect instrument, Krishna will use us for that moment. And by doing so, only we can have a real happiness and satisfaction. Other way, no amount of sense gratification will able to make us happy. More sense gratification, more miseries, more unhappiness. As I said, when you do sense gratification, you think you will happy, and then some vacuum get created, more depression. That's the way the whole world it is. And when we started working purely in the, if we give ourselves completely into the hand of a spiritual master, then all the material energy reconfiguring themselves to push on the right direction, to move us. They will, all the material energy will help us, so that we will be able to do the required activities which can please Krishna. So we have to be very systematic in our path, and if we establish in our best effort to serve Krishna, we're already in pure devotional platform. Even if you are able to do or not do, if you are able to put your best effort, you're already in a pure devotional platform. Your effort, your sincerity count. So tada rajastamo bhava kam lobha daishche chet etir anavidyam istvam sattve prasiddhati. So when we situate, it is said that as soon as irrevocable loving service established in the heart, effect of nature's mode of passion, ignorance, so lust, desire, hankering disappear from the heart, then the devotee is established. So when we try to do best service, automatically our passion, ignorance, lust, anger, desire, all will go off. Tamo rajas bhava. By putting a best effort. So make sure you're putting best effort to serve Srila Prabhupada, and then no modes will be able to touch you. And for that, Prabhupada says always we have to be 24 hours we should be engaged. Never be free. Free time is very dangerous. All time we discuss. If you completely engage, as well, if little austerity for the body, let it be there. Little austerity of the mind, let it be there. Be completely engaged to serve Srila Prabhupada. Then we can truly experience, you don't have to go to the Golok Dham. You can experience the blessings, the bliss of Golok Dham, even living in this temple, for it not anywhere else. For that, honestly, sincerely, without any motive, try to serve Krishna Prabhupada. Just follow the instructions. I will stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam.